New York City's, we're in such a good place. But it's Saturday. So that means two curmudgeons, me and my boy Bam, about to talk some hoop. Let's do this. Bam, isn't it boring to be just fucking really good?
No, it's not. Although I will say there is no nerves before the games. When you go in to expect to win, but I certainly wasn't bored on Tuesday night versus Phoenix.
That is true. But it's just hard now to even find content because what are you gonna do? Repeat over and over again? The Nets are really good. The Nets are really good. We're gonna win a chip. We're gonna win a chip. I mean, honestly, I've never been more content with the basketball team. Because here's some things that we found out. Right? We both know basketball. Right? I think my understanding of basketball came the most when I started getting really good at gambling at basketball. I mean, I've taken a 2-year layoff on that, not because I lost a bunch of money, but just because I'm the intensity that you have to really bet and bet well is hard, and I'm not with it. But this basketball team defies logic, reason, all the things that we've been taught as good, even CYO basketball, like Catholic Church basketball. You play defense, and this team plays. They play a form of defense. They play since in this winning streak, they're 18th in defense, but I remember being mad that Harden said, all we have to do is play a little bit of defense. I thought that was ridiculous. I thought that was the worst comment ever. But watching this basketball, man, is this real? Is this life?
I think, as exciting as the week has been, you kind of have to take it into context.
Bring on the context.
The Kings are not a good team. No. They've been playing poorly. Their play has been dipping. Mm-hmm. The Lakers, the form that we played, possibly would be like a 7 or 8 seed in the West if that was their team for an entire season. That's a terrible basketball team, True. Really, outside of LeBron.
True, because if we remember right, the Lakers, when they didn't have AD, they didn't make the playoffs.
Right, and even Schroeder, at least say what you want about him, he is their secondary ball handler.
True.
They're a team that gutted their team to get AD that didn't have the extra pieces that we have the way we did it.
We gave up more for Harden than they gave up for AD.
Right, but we had other pieces already. They just really had LeBron.
Right. Let me take that back. Because they gave players that can actually,
that's true.
There's no Brandon. We didn't give up a Brandon Ingram.
No.
Lonzo looking all right lately, but he's still just But yeah, they're stuck. We're stuck.
And then even the Phoenix game, it's like, what's up, buddy?
You talking to me?
Yeah. So even the Phoenix game, I mean, look, great comeback. All the credit to the players. They dug in. They play hard. But that was a game that, easily, Phoenix probably doesn't take their foot off the gas early in the half, and we probably lose. So taking nothing away from the team, this doesn't mean that we still don't have problems. And I think we have to keep that in the back of our heads.
Absolutely. The Phoenix game is the one that has me gassed because the Phoenix game showed a mentality. Right, and I became a James Harden fan because when you look at James Harden from afar, all of those he was one of the easiest guys to bet against because I always could figure out which teams, even if they were underdogs, that would beat the D'Antoni Harden squads. I saw something in the Phoenix game that made me a Harden fan in the sense of he wants it. He as someone looking at him from the outside looking in, as a part of our team, some days I feel like Kyrie doesn't want to play if KD's not playing. Like I know that's a stupid narrative that's out there in NBA.
It's not. Kyrie has other interests, and he keeps basketball in its proper perspective. Like he realizes it's ridiculous he gets paid the amount of money he does to play a game.
Yeah, and I think he doesn't enjoy it as much when KD doesn't. Play.
He'll be on TNT when his career's over. He'll stay involved in the game. Once Kyrie,
big homie,
not involved in it anymore.
Big homie, you
he
go
wants to play
out.
every night, James, and I don't think Kyrie does.
Hold on, I heard this from a few listeners because I could actually hear you a lot better than they probably can. But you go in and out. So try to be in a good connective place because you're saying good stuff and the people want to hear you. Like I got a few DMs like, hey, tell Bam his mic goes in and out. We'll figure it out as we go. But repeat everything you just said because I think you said something important.
Well, so Kyrie keeps basketball in its proper context. I think he understands that he's very fortunate to be making the money he does playing a game. Whereas for James, I think James is a lifer. He'll be a TNT commentator. He'll be on ESPN. Right. He's going to stay involved in the game. I think when Kyrie's career's over, basketball is going to be very secondary for him if it's in the picture at all.
Yeah, and another thing about those guys, you know what I think I figured out? You sounded great just then, but I think, are you wearing your AirPods?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. No, that usually trips me up. You can't record with those things. But Kyrie and players like him have never been this rich before. These sneaker contracts make basketball really a secondary sport for them, and James has a huge Adidas contract as well. These guys, they could take or leave the game, and that's always scary when you have superstars. But when Kevin Durant more than Kyrie, I think Kyrie appreciates a move, a left. But Kevin Durant, when you watch him on the sidelines, it's like he's like a bull behind a fence that wants to get out.
The game is different for him. I think Kyrie knows he's always going to be looked at as like the high level sidekick, whereas the other two guys are chasing individual mortality as a basketball player.
Right, and James is better than I thought. This move to the Nets, I think, is going to help his legacy a lot because, in OKC, he was the best sixth man we've ever seen. In Houston, he was the self-interested, selfish superstar that just got buckets every night and never did anything in the playoffs. But here on the Nets, he's the one guy that is just so physically just a freak of nature that he could play back-to-backs. He could play 40 minutes. He never looks really tired. He's our glue. Really injured.
He's the glue.
Amazing, yo.
He's the glue, and it's no coincidence that Shamit's play has gotten better since he's been here.
Okay, please go into that. I want to hear what your thought is on that because Shamit has been better. I just thought he got acclimated, but what do you think?
It's probably both, but he gets all James Harden's pass. This is the thing I used to hate about Darren Williams. James's passes are all on time and on target. All the guys got to do is seam it and shoot it.
Right.
And I think he's getting guys the ball Shamit's catching the ball where he can actually pump and go by because he's getting it on time. So his game is expanding. It's not even just him. Even like Tyler Johnson has played. He's getting open looks. And when DeAndre is coming off the bench with that second unit, he's getting production out of DeAndre because he's getting him a couple baskets. It gets him involved in the game. He gets a little more pep in his step on the defensive end. He's not perfect, but he's not killing us coming off the bench. He
makes the game a little bit easier for a guy who's just not that fast anymore, that just doesn't jump that high anymore. It's not quick. These lesser guys benefit a lot from having Harden. I see it when I strongly suggest this to everyone on who watches the Nets games, whether you're a fan or not. Look at Harden's face when he's coming down court. His eyes are almost kind of bug-eyed in a sense, but he's really talking to his teammates through his eyes. You can't read his lips. His beard covers his whole entire mouth. He has to shout at you for you to hear him. But his eyes are telling you where to go. Like he'll do a quick look to you and then look right to tell you to go right or to go to the hoop. And it's amazing. It's incredible. And he gets you the passes in the flow of the game. Like Karras is a good passer, and I love my imaginary son. But the passes he would throw, while in theory they're a good pass, but they're down to the left of your ankle. You're catching it to the right of your, to the right side of your body, and you've got to, and you're left-handed, and you got to bring it straight across your body and shoot it again. He's giving you the ball, in a position that already you have the advantage because the defenders are all hedging to stop him, and when he's giving you the ball in the flow of your next movement, he just makes the game easier for everybody. Right. And I have to agree that the Shamet thing is incredible.
Even Bruce Brown said exactly what you said. He said, James is pointing to me where to go with his eyes when I'm running in transition. What Harden is doing, he's saying, okay, I got two guys who could be potentially open. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read the defender. I'm going to give my guys a look, kind of let them know where to go.
I might even draw him too. He might even draw the defender to him. Like he'll take a weird. He'll come across court, go past the logo, and then he'll do this weird thing where he goes left, and it's like sometimes I think he's walking towards the coach to hear what he's saying or get the play call, but then he'll stop before that happens, turn around, and he's that little bit more of space that he creates from being in that odd position, drawing two defenders out, gives the other players just so much more space to operate that you're watching Bruce Brown get bunnies and layups and dunks from the dunker spot. Bruce Brown were
3 inches big, he'd look like a young Richard Jefferson with Jason.
Yeah, you just
Richard Jefferson's
again.
First 2 years in the league, he couldn't hit a 15-footer. Those first couple of years, and that's why I'm excited about Claxton coming back, because I know if you put him in a pick and roll with Harden, he's going to get him easy shots.
Right. That's the Richard Jefferson thing is a great example. Like when you have a player like that that's just going to toss it to you in the spot where you're in not just rhythm. It's not just even about shooting. It's just you're in the perfect position to finish and finish with an easy shot. Like it looks hilarious. Bruce Brown at center just being underneath the basket, getting those shots. It's
and you know what?
Funny.
Passing is contagious. It's a contagious thing. When you have somebody a guy who's capable, has proven he's capable of leading the league in scoring, is making extra pass. Like he passed up a three the other night against LA to hit Joe. Joe buries the three. That stuff becomes contagious with everybody. Everybody's willing to make the extra pass, knowing that later in the game it'll come back to them. So, I mean, sometimes as fans we overthink things. This trade was a no-brainer, and you can make a strong case he's our best player.
I've already said that this might be the best trade in Nets history, and I'm one of those people that really overthought it and hated the trade because I felt like what would be left after would be an incomplete team. But I want to win, man. I want the team to win. I want